Okay, whoops. So everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us and logging on. My name is Jennifer Lewis. I am a certified health coach with Take Shape for Life. And I'm excited to talk to you tonight and have you listen to some of my team coaches share about their lives and then talk a little bit about our program. So this is me. I was introduced to Take Shape for Life 4 years ago through a friend of mine. And my story is my weight loss story is kind of brief, really. I put on a lot of weight having 3 children in 4 years. And what that taught me was that my habits were awful. I didn't really have much of a weight loss problem before I had kids. And then I had 3 kids and realized that I actually had terrible habits because I could not figure out how to get off this weight. So you can see there in that picture what I looked like after my 3rd kid was born, and frankly, not even like right after. So that's not like post-pregnancy puffiness. That's just overweightness. And then my friend Susan, my good friend, who was a health coach, I called her late at night. I had reached rock bottom and I said, please help me, because I know she had lost weight. And that's one of the things you're going to learn that's great about this program is that you have like a buddy. And so she helped me, and you can see me now through the video as well as you can see that picture there. And that was almost 4 years ago that I started, and I lost my weight pretty quick. But what has really changed with me is that I have learned how to help other people do the same thing. And so the picture there that's my husband. He's lost weight too, by the way, and doesn't snore now unless he's sick, which is like an enormous blessing in our house. And so this is my family. And what Take Shape has allowed me to do is live every part of my life to the fullest. I no longer sit out because my body prevents me from playing with my kids. I have fun, I participate, I am involved in everybody's lives, and I just love it. So I am excited to, let's see, I think we're going to have three coaches talk about their journeys here. So we're going to start, before I start, I want, you're all here for a reason. So somebody invited you to either join us tonight live or listen to the recording. So there's a reason for that. So keep an open mind, listen to the stories, probably somebody's story. If mine hasn't already, somebody's going to speak to you in a way that no one else could. And that this is happening for a reason. You're listening tonight for a reason. So that's kind of exciting too. So we get to hear first from Sienna. Sienna's on the line. She's going to unmute herself and share with us for a little while. Sienna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
Hi, guys. So like she mentioned, my name's Sienna, and we do, of course, all have very different backgrounds. So I thought I'd kind of share a little bit with you of where I was in my life when I found Take Shape for Life. Personally, when I was growing up, I actually never struggled with my weight. It wasn't something that I was familiar with having to think about and struggle with. And it wasn't until I was about 19 and my husband and I got married and I started birth control. And within really a couple months, I gained about 30 pounds. And so that was really hard for me because I was, of course, at a really happy time in my life, but I started to become really unhappy with my body. And I started to become really self-conscious, and it affected me in other ways too. I was tired and I wasn't able to, I wasn't really feeling well, and I wasn't able to do things like I used to. So then I became determined to do something about it, and I tried a lot of different diets. I tried a lot of just exercising like crazy, and really nothing that I tried worked for me. My weight was really stubborn, and I felt like there was nothing that I could do about it at the time, and I became just kind of discouraged. And at that time in my life, I had kind of almost given up on myself because I thought, nothing's working. And being that age, I thought maybe this is my adult body. Maybe I just have to accept it, and I'm never going to be, as thin as I was then. So I did, unfortunately, I kind of gave up on myself for a couple years. And it wasn't until I started to gain weight again that it really hit me. And I thought, I need to do something now, before it gets harder and before I knew that I was going to be even more unhappy with my body. And it was about that time that I saw a post on Facebook from my wonderful health coach, Kristen, and it was one of her progress pictures. And at the time, she had lost about 100 pounds, I believe. And I just remember thinking, wow, if she can do that, I can do this. And so I was determined to know how she did it. And as soon as I talked with her, I knew that it was more than just weight. It was more about my life and my health. And so I became super determined. I started the program. I lost my 35 pounds. And I feel great and I'm super energetic and I feel so much better all the time. I'm able to do things that are really so much easier for me that I had a hard time with, such as ballet. It's one of my favorite things to do and it had gotten really hard for me. So now I just feel so much better. And also being able to be a coach myself and give back has been amazing. It's a really rewarding journey and I'm super proud to be a part of it. So my biggest thing I think that I just want to leave with people too is that just no matter where you are in your life, just don't give up on yourself because it's possible. You can do it. And a lot of times we forget that, but we really can get to where we want to be.
I love that. That's so good. I think that that's so true at so many different like phases of our lives. We do almost give up or even give up or accept. I like what you said where you just thought I need to accept it. This is my adult body, but obviously not. I mean, look at you,
Yeah.
45 pounds is amazing. Congratulations. That's thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's see if I can. There we go. Oh, Tasha. Tasha is my friend. She actually lives in Sacramento with me, and I'm excited to hear her share. Are you with us, Tasha?
I am here.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so you want to know about me. I usually do my life on the what, who, why, how kind of syndrome of life. And so I was the who of the 5 and dime girl. I only need to lose between 5 and 10 pounds. However, very similar to Sienna, I grew up super thin, never had an issue, then had kids, and obviously in my late 30s, the metabolism is changing. So I was like, all right, I need to kind of figure this out. So I then referred to my husband, he's the 30 and 30. So he turns into his 30s, and then boom, 30 pounds kick in. And so the two of us kind of looked at each other eye to eye and we're like, all right, this is not how we normally live. This is not how we normally feel, but yet visually and internally things are not right. So we need to kind of adjust it. So then I went to Jen, who I saw multiple times at the kindergarten drop off, and we started chatting. And so back in 2013 is when we started the program as clients, and it immediately worked. And that was one of those, okay, so if it works, is it going to maintain itself? And so I gave it 2 years to determine whether or not it actually works, in the sense of, yeah, we can lose the weight. There's 1,000,001 programs that you can lose weight on, but can you maintain it? And so that was the key thing for me is, are we learning anything out of this? And sure enough, Dr. A's got this nailed down pretty darn good. And so the habits of health not just taught me the basics of, eating healthy, but it also taught me how to teach my family how to eat healthy, how we need vitamins and minerals and proteins, and how to balance the portions. Because I think with the Cheesecake Factory world, we're completely skewed on what a normal healthy portion is. And so learning, the fist and the calorie balancing, it kind of took on to a new light on my kids, to the point that they go to school and say, Mom, how are they serving French toast? That's not a healthy lunch. And it's kind of like, so you actually are listening to me when I tell you something at the dinner table? And so they don't argue with the fact that we're drinking 80 ounces of water, not just for ourselves, but also for our skin on the outside, all the hydration, all the balancing of that. So for me, it was the transferring of it just simply for losing weight, but also being able to long-term maintain it. And then when there's hiccups, you know where your fault is, and whether it's you not eating every 3 hours. So realizing with the every 3 hours, it's not just for adults. our kids need to eat every 3 hours. If you've ever noticed, when they come home from school, they're starving, and if you don't feed them right away, they are a mess. So it's those things that have been transferable back and forth that I've absolutely loved about it, and also learning more about myself and how the weight does play a part in who we are in the sense of mental state. So anyway, I look at things differently than just the weight. I look at it, you can be big, you can be beautiful. However, if you're not healthy, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. So if you can't walk because your legs are big, or you can't bend over comfortably because your stomach is in the way, or you have type 2 diabetes that are out of control. There's a million and one things, migraines, sleep apnea, that for me, that's what I was tuned into. Because like I said, you can be comfortable with yourself, but if something's not balancing properly, that's where I get concerned. And so this was the key program for me, because there are people who can't eat certain foods, but this has got the balance of everything. And so I can cater to those people without feeling like I'm leaving anyone behind. So basically, my overall, how is this working? How is this doing? I've learned how to cook. I learned how to eat. I've learned how to read labels that are torturous to know how many calories are in Oreo and how delicious they are. But I also learned it's okay. Everything in moderation is okay if you know where your give and takes are. And so I think with the habit of the health part of it, and teaching myself and my kids and the family as a whole, it's been an eye-opener for me for my lifetime of only eating, when I was in college, 20 grams of fat because I thought that was normal. And I thought that was a healthy way. And it's absolutely not. So I don't recommend that to anyone, but just the overall, not just the weight loss, but the health benefits is where I look at this program and why I love coaching. Because when someone says I slept great, you're like, awesome. That's hard to come by if you don't know how to do it right. So that's where I'm at.
Good. I actually love your story because I like that it's such a whole perfect example of what Take Shape represents. It's overall health. I know you had a lot of digestion issues before, and your husband had some weight to lose, and so it's like together, Take Shape for Life served your individual needs because we're a health program, which we'll get into a little more later. But that's great. Thank you, Tasha.
Yep.
All right, now we get to hear from Kimberly. I'm excited for her to share. Kimberly, are you here? You might have to unmute yourself. Or maybe I can help you with that.
See, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I didn't like my headphones. Anyways, hi everybody. So my name's Kimberly, and I started Take Shape for Life a few years ago. And to give you a little bit, kind of before Take Shape for Life, by trade, I'm actually a registered dietitian, and I started gaining more and more weight every year, and I was becoming more and more depressed. By the time that I finally called Jen, who's my health coach and I love, I was barely getting out of bed. But when I look more back at it, just like everyone else was talking about, that this isn't just about weight and it's about health, there's a few other things that was going on too. I couldn't sleep well. And if you knew me when I was younger, I could fall asleep whenever, sleep for however long, and now I was staying up most nights. Was extremely stressed and just tired all the time. So there was just a lot going on. And part of that was due to my weight gain. So then I, like some others, I saw posts on Facebook, and I would see this picture of someone who lost weight, and I'm like, okay, well, as a dietitian, how are they doing it? You got to make sure you're doing it healthy and da-da-da-da. And then I would see another picture, and then I would see another picture, and then I would see another picture. And it wasn't just like the same person, like your 30-year-old female. It was, someone who was like in their 80s, and then like a teenager, and then a guy, and, it was all over the place. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What's going on? So I contacted Jen, who I didn't know actually. She was friends with my sister. And she told me a little bit about this program. And I was like, okay. So now fast forward, and where am I now? So I realized I focused a lot about food. Like I was always a perfectionist, and that's something I'm trying to work on to this day. But I realized like I wanted to eat the perfect thing every day, and I wasn't doing it because there were so many other things getting in the way. I wasn't sleeping well, like I said. So when you don't sleep well, then you're tired, then you're not going to make as great of a choice. And I loved that I've been able to learn how to deal with all of that better. So I don't focus so much on the food anymore, which has lifted a lot of guilt off of me. So now I can be like, I love how Dr. Anderson says, stop, challenge, choose. So, a lot of times I can go, do I really want that cookie? Nope, I could eat that anytime. So I don't really need it. Or, if there was something else, it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So another thing that I have absolutely loved is, you might not believe this right now, but I am an extreme introvert. I don't like talking very well to people, or I get really nervous. And one of the things with health is being social and actually enjoying life. And I can tell you, I enjoy it so much better now. Like if you look at that picture of me of now and, kind of a winner circle, that was at a friend's house who had a little like triathlon kind of thing. And, I actually went out. Most of the people there I didn't know. And I had fun. And then I actually let her take a picture of me, which I would have never have done before. And I'm sleeping a lot better. Going actually even through part of the program, like changing my bedroom around and making it a place where it was for sleep. I can't tell you how much better I sleep, which then means I make better decisions. And I love health coaching. I love it so much that I actually just left my job as a dietitian, which is really funny because when I was going to school to be a dietitian, they're like, what type of dietitian do you want to be? And I was like, well, I can tell you what I don't want to do. I don't want to help people lose weight because there isn't a good way to help people lose weight. But we found out there is a way. So, I love being able to step outside of my comfort zone now and just meet person after person after person after person who, like the other ladies who have said, like, have done this and kept weight off. And it's been great to be able to see something work for so many different kinds of people. So that's my story.
Thank you. And, I know sleep is a big deal for you. I know we've talked about that over the years. And the other thing I remember that you've been working on for a long time is your water. So that it goes back to like what Tasha said and what Sienna said, we're really a health program. So thank you all for sharing. So now I'm going to spend like the next couple of minutes here going over the nuts and bolts of what is Take Shape for Life. And before I go into the details, everybody listening, I want you to be thinking about, what about you? Let's not, like, close your eyes for a second and try to forget about all the stuff you've tried, anything that didn't work, what your concepts are. You've heard from 4 of us here, and we're all 4 very different. And we all 4 have had different successes and different goals. But this health program has given each of us what we need. So let's open our eyes now and think, like, if there was a program that really worked, would you try it? And whether you have like 10 pounds to lose or 100 pounds to lose, the time that would take, the 1 month or the year, is going to pass anyway. So as I explain the details of our program, think about that. What do you want? What do you want your future to look like? And then, at the end of this, if it's a good fit, let's just do it. Make it happen. Okay. So I was thinking of this slide, Sienna, when you said, don't give up. This was this is a common theme here, is that each of us had health issues, whether it was weight or digestive issues or sleeping, or we all had gone through phases where we were like, this just kind of is what it is. But we were designed, our bodies are capable of more. When they are healthy, and being fueled properly and at a healthy weight, your body is capable of more. So what is Take Shape for Life? Take Shape for Life is a health program. And you can see from this diagram, the reason I like this diagram with the 6 little color things there is that it shows you that we are a health program that happens to include a really, really, really great weight loss component. But we're not all about weight loss. You know, you heard this from the ladies that your weight is a factor in your overall health, but it is not by any means the only factor in your overall health, which brings us to this next chart here. Take Shape for Life is a unique overall comprehensive optimal health program that really teaches you how to deal with your entire health. And that includes more than even your body. It includes your mind, and it includes your financial status as well. So our health program, we like to describe it like this, partially because it's very visual and you will remember it. So we have 3 primary components to our health program. We have the healthy mind, we have the coaching and accountability, and then we have the nutrition program. So the first one is the coaching and accountability. That is part of what makes our program very unique. Each and every person gets their very own individual health coach to guide them through. And I say this, what I'm about to say, I say a lot because it's very true. Health coaches are not tugboats, they're lighthouses. So at the end of this presentation, if you are feeling like this is a fit and you're motivated to make changes in your life, then you're in the right spot. We can guide you and be your light, your lighthouse. But we don't drag anybody anywhere. So, but what we are good at, us health coaches, is figuring out why, what is your real why you want to get healthy, because losing 10 pounds will get you a week or two, but it won't get you past like the baby shower you go to where there's your favorite cake. But you have a health coach to help you with that. So then moving on to the second tool is our education program. And that is what Tasha indicated a lot about, was really a big impact on her life. And Kimberly mentioned it as well, like sleep and hydration, and it deals with stress management and movement and all the other parts of a healthy body that aren't necessarily just the number on the scale. And then finally, the third leg of that stool, if you'll remember, is our simple nutrition program. And we do customized programs depending on your goal. Most people fall into one of these 2 categories, which is why I have it on this slide. So if you have weight to lose, most likely the 5-in-1 will be the nutrition program. That's the correct one for you. If you want to work on your overall health and you're already at a healthy weight, then the 3-in-3 is the nutrition plan for you. I'm not going to go into much detail on those. We can talk about those individually later, or you can with whoever connected you to this recording or video. But what they all have in common is the rest of everything. All of our plans, you're eating 6 times a day, much like Tasha mentioned. When we're raising our kids little, they have to snack frequently. We're not any different. So you're eating 6 times a day. It's balanced. It's clinically developed by doctors. The plans work. Whatever plan is the right one for you will work. We have all kinds of options. I think that maybe it was Tasha that mentioned this as well. For any kind of dietary restrictions, that's not an issue. But you are at the very least eating 1 meal that you're preparing a day. And that's part of that, one of the other legs of the stool that deals with your education. We're educating you on what a portion should look like of protein, and what healthy vegetables are versus starchy vegetables. And that's what that lean and green there is. You'll lose weight quickly but safely. So it's not scary fast, but it's really motivating fast. It's at just the right pace. So, and the other thing that you see here is a lot of water. And Kimberly and I talked briefly about that a minute ago. Hydration is something that we are always striving to do better at, and some of us have to work harder, myself included, but that's important in your overall health. So this is sort of like a visual wrap-up of our whole program. You've got the components here. You have the nutrition plan. In this case, we're showing the 5-in-1. You have the education part. You have the health coach. That's me and my health coach, Susan, as well as we have a whole community of support outside of your health coach too that you can tap into at whatever level you want. We have healthy habits support calls. We have Facebook groups that you can join. And it will really kind of like wrap you up in this cocoon of support to make sure that you don't fall through the cracks and that when you struggle, you have some help. So now I'm sure you're wondering, what exactly do I get and how much is it, right? So you get 4 weeks. It's actually a little more than 4 weeks. It's a whole month. And so that's like 31 days worth of food for whatever nutrition program you're on. You get a health coach. You get all the education materials and the support. That's that. And then, of course, we'll customize the plan that's right for you based on your goals. And the cost is about $12 a day. So that's, you can see the monthly cost there. It's about $365. But think about, you know, I don't know about you, but like 4 years ago, I would go through Starbucks and get a scone on my way to, well, it wasn't work, but back when I worked, on my way to work, and like a mocha. And it was like $9. And that was just like my snack on the way to work. Didn't count lunch. So what we find is that people save money, which is an added bonus. So at this point, all you really need to ask yourself is, can you eat every 3 hours? Can you drink water? Do you want the support of someone that's been through this before? And do you want to be healthy or even healthier, you know, than you are now? Oh, and yeah, one more thing. So you will be losing weight and people will be asking questions. So we have a referral program that's amazing. We also have a teach you how to help someone else program. And what I love about that, and the women here would agree with me, I'm sure, is that it keeps you accountable. When you, I believe the phrase is something like, when you help someone else get their boat across the river, you arrive as well. It's the same thing. So when you help to teach someone else what you are currently learning or learned, it reinforces the entire message, which is, I know I would have gained my weight back if I hadn't chosen to help others. So now you're wondering, how do you get started? So someone connected you to either the call you're on tonight or the recording that you're watching. Reach out to them. And I want to go back to what Sienna said when she shared, don't give up. You know, don't settle. If you're not healthy and your current state of health is keeping you from living the life you want to live, let us help you. Call whoever connected this to you and let us help you. So that's it. Thank you for joining us. And we'll hopefully talk to you soon. I'm trying to